Oh. Completely forgot about that video. Anyways, welcome everybody to the Infernal Brotherhood of the Scruffy Looking Nerf Herders. This is a live YouTube Star Wars video podcast by Star Wars fans for Star Wars fans. And today we're going to be returning with our episodic review of Star Wars, the Book of Boba Fett, with Chapter 6, From the Desert Comes a Stranger. Fucking Christ.
Initial thoughts.
I just fucking said it. Fucking Christ. Fucking gunslinger ass shit. Like, this is what I live for.
My initial thoughts were watching this going, sometimes I wish I could be in the same room with you when we watch it for the first time, but then I realized it would just be us like hugging each other, crying, looking at the screen.
Pretty much.
And it would be a little weird. Thanks for joining live, William. Good to see you, man. All right, episode details. This is directed by Dave Filoni, of course. Written by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, of course. Released this last Wednesday, February the 2nd on Disney+. I actually have someone that I talked to very briefly and sporadically about the Star Wars TV stuff. Mm-hmm. And he was like, what the hell are they doing with Book of Boba Fett? I don't give a fuck about Luke anymore. And I wanted to smack him across his stupid face. I couldn't believe he said that to me.
What
to anyone. But like, how can that be your takeaway? You don't want any more Luke Skywalker?
Luke is Star Wars, for fuck's sake.
I don't want you to breathe anymore. How's that?
Right. Well, I don't like good things.
Force choke you to death, you motherfucker. Yeah.
Okay. That's weird.
That was weird. All right, so let's do a little recap and try not to lose our minds in the process.
Try not to lose our minds. Jesus Christ. All right. So we start off in Freetown, which is, formerly
Freetown now.
Yeah, that I get it. That was cheesy, but yeah, that was a little weird. Anyways, so starts off with some Pikes doing some Pike shits. They're doing a transaction out in the middle of the open.
Drug deals.
Granted, it's the middle of nowhere, but I mean, there's fucking vaporators. They should know that there's people there. And then we get Cobb Vanth walking up, being all Cobb Vanthy, like, what you guys doing?
He's so
You're not supposed to be out here. I don't give a fuck what you're doing, but this is my hood, so get the fuck on out of here.
I didn't see what's in there. You haven't broken any laws. Just don't come back. From that horizon to that horizon.
I just love it, man. He's so matter of fact. It's like, oh yeah, go ahead and fuck off somewhere else. Like, I don't care what you're doing. Just not here. Because if so, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
And then, spoiler, he fucking kills them.
So it was this beautiful setup of proving that he is an incredibly fast gunslinger in order to juxtapose later on. But I have arguments about this, so I got to put a pin in that until the end of this conversation. It was awesome. Like, he just took him down, and he was like, what was it? Think about it, or take a second, or what was his saying?
Damn it! How did I forget? Yeah, that's straight up what it was. It was good.
I can't. Whatever he was saying, like every time he would say it, take a breath, take a second, think about it.
Yeah, think about it. Do you want to do this or something?
It was so cool every damn time.
I gotta look it up.
It's just another one of those quotes that we're gonna have to make into T-shirts.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, I already designed the I can bring you in warm or I can bring you in cold one. I just haven't uploaded it yet.
I gotta see this shit because I'm probably gonna end up buying it.
It's just the text, but it's fun. So yeah, Cobb Vanth. We didn't think we were ever gonna get him back.
No.
Like why? He doesn't have the suit anymore, but now we know he's actually better. Like he's a kick-ass gunslinger in his own right, and no one can be judged against the person that comes up at the end of this. He's next level type stuff. So
yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah, I mean, just compared to any gunslinger on this road, Cobb Vanth, man, badass. And I do kind of like the whole Mos Pelgo Freetown thing because in Aftermath novels it was Freetown, and so they sort of like fixed that little continuity issue. They didn't have to, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, makes me want to read the Aftermath novels again.
Yeah, for real. In memory serves, they were great. But again,
Yeah,
this was years
they
ago.
were fucking good.
But then we immediately go from Cobb Vanth and Freetown to Din Djarin, and just picking up right where we left off last time. He's flying into this gorgeous, lush planet that is like out of a Japanese wall painting or tapestry or something.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the most
definitely.
beautiful goddamn location. Is that all just on the set and the volume, or do you think they went on location for that?
I don't know.
'Cause
I
some of that
really
terrain-
don't know anymore with these guys. Like they do some magical shit. So
Yeah.
like I'm definitely looking forward to the behind the scenes series.
Oh, for real. That's going to be so good. Jenna's all, they should just leave Boba Fett out of the last episodes. We don't need him. Well, he
You're not
cameoed.
wrong.
He cameoed in this one. He did exactly what we wanted him to do in all of the other ones. Just stand there and be quiet.
With your helmet on.
Yeah.
That's
be
it.
Damn it. We don't need to see your dome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Din Djarin goes to the forest, and we see the little antenna, and as soon as I saw the antenna, I started, like, shaking involuntarily.
Oh yeah, no, this is me pretty much the entire episode. Like I'm sitting at work, we got a couple minutes, so me and the other guy there that's a fucking Star Wars nerd.
Yeah.
It's like, when's your next appointment? It's at 4. We got time to watch this. And this is what it was. Us just like this the whole time, and then and then like this. And then like this. And yeah,
so weird.
that was definitely one, because you know exactly who the fuck it's gonna be as soon as you see that.
Yeah,
so
it couldn't be anyone else. And as soon as you see that blue, you're just like, oh, sweet hell, it's the hero of Star Wars saga.
Yeah,
Oh, the real hero of all of it. It's so great.
absolutely.
So there was so much about this episode that they just right off the bat started hitting you with a 1-2 punch. First it was Cobb Vanth, then it was fucking R2-D2, and then we see these like weird ant creatures building the temple, and we get to see his first temple before it gets burned down by the Knights of Ren and Ben douchebag Solo. And like, actually I like his character, so I didn't like this. Anyway, I'm not going to rehash. So we get to see the temple, which is awesome. And then he just has to wait around. He's like, you made me a bench? How long am I going to...
That was pretty funny. And then it cuts away, and then he's taking a nap.
Yeah. But we got to get... I mean, of course, between that and this next scene, we get to see Grogu and Luke, which... Wow, I want to hold off on that for just a second, because then we get Ahsoka Tano as another one-shot punch. She's already met Luke Skywalker. Like, what? I want to be part of that meeting. I want to watch that. Like, what the fuck? Why did they do that? That actually really kind of bugged me. Like, that's a huge connection to make off camera. She trained under his dad. He rescued his dad when she couldn't. Like, this is literally the cycle complete here, right here in this moment, and we don't even get to see the introduction. Like, I knew your father.
But we're also getting an Ahsoka series, so
that's true.
We'll see what happens.
Might get a flashback in that one. Be 2 episodes of flashbacks and then 1 episode of just sucky biker gangs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was just, I mean, it was just so much goodness all at once. I almost didn't know how to take it. Like, genuinely, I was like, is this going to just not live up to what they're giving us? And I'm still not entirely sure, because there is always this line, especially with Star Wars fans, where they say, you know, since Lucas sold it, where they're just playing on nostalgia and there's no actual substance there. And as a fan, I think the purpose of Star Wars is nostalgia. Like that's the whole thing, is everything has been in service to the original trilogy. Nostalgia, like that's all. Everything has been in service to that. And so whether it's the EU stuff or whether it's the prequels, and especially the sequels, it's just all been paying homage to that original brilliant vision. And so I didn't mind that it was just tons and tons of overload of all these characters, because it was almost like,
that's fine.
Yeah, for like those really like super uber comic book geeks, when they saw like Endgame, you know, and they're all fighting together and working together with each other's powers and stuff. That was that sort of thing that we got with this episode a little bit. Do you think there's too much fan service?
No, fuck no.
We haven't gotten there yet.
No,
anyway.
because there's the thing, like, what is wrong with fucking fan service?
Yeah.
Like, staying in universe, staying with the original source material.
Yeah.
And I mean, anything that Filoni does is gold, pretty much, because he is the heir to the fucking Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Like, straight up, like, if somebody knows Star Wars, it's that guy.
What if he's like the Joker, and if he wiped his cheek, it would be blue underneath?
I don't fucking care.
He's been painting his face white this whole time, and is really Thrawn.
That's fine. That's fine. Let's fucking pull them contacts out, wipe that makeup off, and fucking own us. I'm cool with that.
I know it. I know it. That's a weird 80s Batman reference for people who don't know it. And they're like, what are you talking about? Wiping the makeup off?
Well, I feel like you should have made a Prince reference.
That's true.
And
That
then it
would've
would have really
landed.
sold it for everybody. Yeah.
Oh, well, it's past now. But we get to see this really great little training montage with Grogu and Luke. Can we just talk about Luke for a second? They picked up that dude who did that improved deep fake and put him to work.
As they fucking should have.
I was so impressed with Disney that they did that. I thought they would have just buried him in the desert and kept going with their own shit. Like, we can't have rivals out there. We're Disney. We must murder everyone else. But no, they gave him a job. That was awesome.
Well, and that's how it should be. And that's how they've been playing this anyways. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the first season of The Mandalorian, all those TKs at the end of the show, guess what? Those are just fucking fans with their own shit. Just like this episode, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Like, of course they're going to be like, oh, wow, you can kick our ass at this? Well, obviously we're going to hire you because we'd be fucking idiots if we didn't.
Yeah.
And it's the side-by-side comparison. It's so crazy. Like, I had to keep reminding myself that was an imposed face on somebody.
Yeah.
So good.
It's so strange because there are only tiny angles and tiny seconds upon seconds that you can be like, oh, okay, it's not actually real. But it's so good that, like, I don't even care. Like, it's brilliant. It's like, that's Luke goddamn Skywalker.
Yeah.
Like, from my childhood, training the cutest creature on the goddamn galaxy, Grogu. Like, I could not fathom. And the whole frog thing was
just killer.
Adorable.
And that's his fucking attitude too. He's like, oh no, I'm serious stoic teacher. I'm gonna show this kid what you can do with shit.
Yeah.
Just
You don't have to
so
settle for
good.
one kid. You can get the whole lake, the whole river. Yeah, and then we got to see the goddamn training sequence of him running around like he did with
Which we had
Yoda.
to have. Had to
I
have.
mean, I just couldn't. And what about when he goes and talks to him? He's like, hey, let's have a conversation. He's like force moving him a little
Oh
bit.
my God. I told my wife, I'm like, God, that's what I need to be able to do with you. That shit's awesome.
Oh, man. So, like, this is the thing is, like, just getting the character and getting those sort of callbacks to Empire, and, you know, he even calls out. He's like, I know someone who was like a little bit like you. His name was Yoda and stuff. So we're getting these really great fan servicey moments, but it's all layered on top of structural, like, story. Because ultimately he's trying to figure out if Grogu even wants to be here, really, whether he even really has what is capable of focusing and being a Jedi. And then he does that thing where he's like, do you remember where you come from? Would you like to remember?
Man, that was heavy.
Okay, so do you want to take it from there and explain what we saw there?
So that's when we saw the fucking 501st attacking after Order 66.
Awesome.
That shit was crazy. And this is like, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is like the first time we've gotten actual live actions clone troopers, right? Like, I was thinking about that the whole time. Like, I can't remember if we've ever had live action clone troopers before this episode.
Episode 2. Not in this series, but, you know, in the movies. But
No, they were all CG.
what?
Yeah. Like, I mean, minus when the helmets are off and shit. But, like
When the helmets are off in the movies, it's obviously CG because it's all the same person. But, like,
no, even there were no actual troopers.
what?
That was all fucking CG. So that's, like, I'm pretty damn sure it was all CG.
I did not know that.
I'm gonna put my Star Wars card on that. I'm pretty damn sure that's right.
All right.
But yeah, so this is like the first fucking time, and of course, it's the fans with their own armor. But God, that was so fucking good seeing that shit. And he's terrified. Like that's where a lot of his fear comes from. Is the stability that he had as a child gone. He watched everybody he knew die, and of course, it leaves more questions that aren't answered, like who saved him.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of shit going around, but ultimately we don't know yet. Flashback.
Do you think it was a first person flashback, or was Grogu watching through a screen like a monitor?
No, that was definitely a first person flashback. Well, because even the lead clone trooper even says something about the child.
Yeah, I mean, he like looks forward and he points over at him, and we see that reaction with Grogu's face and stuff. But
yeah,
I can imagine that just being another, like he's been spirited away into someone's office who's then standing guard at the door or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I just find it hard to believe that there would be just a little Padawan sitting in the middle of 3 Jedi holding off the 501st. Is all. But that speculation will.
I mean, they're also in the temple, so I mean.
Yeah.
It's their stronghold.
Anakin walked into a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And they didn't come out. I still imagine that cheeky kid who's like, Master Skywalker, what's going on? And then he's just that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that shit's so funny.
It's fucked up. It's so funny. It's so terrifying. So he unlocks that Grogu doesn't actually, he was, something suppressed his memories. Was it? It could have been trauma. It could have been another Jedi or someone else. Do you think it was a natural suppression of his abilities and his memory, or do you think it was an external force?
See, that I'm kind of on the fence on because, I mean, just looking at what we've seen, I mean, yeah, trauma would make sense because, I mean, that's fucking terrifying. Literally, his entire life is gone. We've seen it completely change every single Jedi that survived. Every single one. But at the same time, we don't know who rescued him. And who's to say that whoever rescued him wouldn't have had the foresight to do something like that, just in case he does get captured.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's a lot of people that were looking for the younglings. The whole comic series of Vader going after him. There's the video game Fallen Order, where the Inquisitors are going after him. So it's a thing. We don't know if it's a good person or a bad person or just some rando that ended up picking him up. But it's interesting. I want to fill that in because that was the same gap from the very first Mandalorian of where, like, where did those guys get him from? You know, like, did he just buy him at like a shipyard or something?
I mean, whatever.
Like, cute little toy. Okay, so then we get after he has to make this choice. Ahsoka takes Din almost to Grogu and them because he wants to give him the cute little elven chainmail there. And it's the argument is posed: is he a foundling or is he a Padawan? And that's like the big question of this episode, and really the core of the character arc that Grogu is going to be going through. Well, maybe just for this series, I don't know. We'll probably get a resolution on that at the end of the series, but
we might not even get a resolution until start of episode or season 3.
That's true.
I think that'd
be rough.
Yeah, I think that's how they're gonna fucking do it.
Oh yeah, I could see that. That'd be rough. Although I would like to see Luke Skywalker just sort of stumble into the Pike War with Fett and like not realizing what he's getting into. He's like, wait a second, what is this? I was just delivering this kid who wanted to be a Mandalorian. And then we get to see him fuck everyone up.
Oh God, that'd be so good.
I wouldn't hold it past him.
Make sense. Just him showing up with a lightsaber, taking all the motherfuckers out.
He's just, I felt a disturbance. I didn't get an invite to this party. Luke needs like a catchphrase, man. Everyone else has got one. Oh, I just came here to get to Tashi's station to get some power converters, and here I am. Yeah, that's what it was. Wouldn't that be awesome if he actually was just going to pick up some power converters, and that's when the Pikes came in?
Oh, that'd be fucking hilarious.
He just throws them back around his shoulders like, yeah, and jumps into it. So this was beautiful because you could feel the emotion in Din's voice when he was talking about, seeing Grogu and Ahsoka as being Ahsoka, the grown-up version of Snips, which is she's grown. It was Rebels where we really saw this character grow from arguably the most annoying Star Wars character to the most meaningful Star Wars character for generations of fans.
Oh yeah.
And to see her still with this weight of this presence of, I've been around the block. I've been through the entire galactic civil war. I was I was mentored to the biggest, baddest motherfucker of the galaxy. And I fought him straight up myself. I almost got my ass killed too. So I know what's up. So it's seeing her give advice to Din of like, look, are you doing this for you or are you doing this for him? Like, attachment's a real thing, man. And it's going to make it really hard for him to focus on anything. So if you care about him, do what you want. But if you care about him, what did you think about how Ahsoka, the relationship dynamic between Ahsoka and Luke?
I bought it. Like, that was...
Because he was straight up deferring to her,
Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense, really. Because... I mean, she obviously has had a lot more training than him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, fuck, she's, yeah, exactly, an entire lifetime, more than him of training. So I mean, it made perfect sense. And that's the thing with that character is he was never one to be shy to ask for help from anybody.
Yeah.
Whether it was when he first started off, or in the EU when he's the Grand fucking Master of the Order, like. Yeah, I don't know what's up. Can you help? Like, it was never a thing.
Yeah. That's why, that's just one of those aspects of Luke that's so great, is he doesn't really ever put on airs.
Yeah.
He's just like, look, I'm here learning like the rest of you meat puppets.
Well, and I did like that she even said that to him, too. It's like, of course, that's what he needs to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, we're probably going to get a little bit deeper into that in here in just a second. So Din gives her the package to then give to Grogu on her own accord, and then he goes back to Tatooine. And what did you think about that scene? Because this is the only scene that we got Boba Fett for the past 2 episodes, and it was a sort of round table situation. It felt weird to me. What did you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. It sort of felt forced. Like, oh yeah, shit, we're making a story about Boba Fett. Let's bring him in. And it's like, oh, okay, now we've got all the muscle we need because we got a Wookiee and a Mandalorian.
Because you only need 2? Like, that's it? Like, I don't understand that.
It's like there's 3 main families and then the Pikes. And it's like, oh yeah, the fucking mayor's gone, so fuck him. We got everybody we need. Let's fucking do this, guys. Like, I don't think that's how it works, but okay. Let's see where this goes.
I just can't believe that they're like, no, this is good. This is all we need. We got the muscle. We just need some ground troops now.
And some fucking and a Wookiee and a Mandalorian. What else do you need?
Do they understand what they're going up against? Certainly, they know the Pike Syndicate.
Right? Everybody in that room should understand.
Like,
now.
I just don't understand why that small amount of people with the Power Rangers equal success in any universe.
Well, especially with the amount of bodies that they're bringing into into Tatooine. Like, we're seeing it with every single fucking ship that lands. Like, there's a whole, shit ton of Pikes showing up.
Yeah.
Like, I understand they're Billy Badasses minus the mods, but, I mean, badasses can get shot and killed, too.
Yeah. We got a quick technical question. William's asking, that big old thick rod, and there's only this tiny little chainmail. Where'd the extra Beskar go? I say it's taxes.
Yeah, no, ingots and shit. Yeah, of course they're holding on to it.
Definitely taxing.
Yeah.
So Boba Fett. Din Djarin's like, I might be able to help you with those foot soldiers. And I don't know why he would have gone back to Freetown, but I'm glad that he did. I shouted like that because that's what the bartender did.
Yeah.
He's like, Freetown! It's now called Freetown. I'm like, all right, simmer down. I'm not even talking to you, man.
Right.
Like, this is between A and B. See your way out of it, sucker. I don't know. I would kind of like to see like a straw that Din is sucking on his whiskey through, since he can't take his helmet off. Like, how are you sharing a drink?
Right?
Give the man a
I
straw.
know Mandalorians that do that shit.
Oh,
They'll
really?
have a straw like tucked up in there and just kind of slide that bitch down and drink while they're at a con.
I'm a tough Mando. It's like a curly straw.
Well, I
It
mean,
changes color with temperature.
You have to do it that way. That way people know you're serious.
He's so cool. It has a little Grogu face at the very bottom. All right, so he goes and has this really great conversation with Cobb Vanth, and Cobb's like, "Look, this isn't my problem anymore. Like, I've got a job, and I'm doing pretty well, and I've already taken care of the Pikes, so they're not coming around my doorstep anymore." Yeah, but then of course, he's like, "Look, once they take most Espa, they're coming here. They're going to take the whole planet, so you have to help." He's eventually going to come around.
Oh, yeah.
I like the foreplay that he's putting out there, though.
Oh, definitely. Adds to the mystery of him.
Yeah, he's making him work for it. And then there's that great line. He's like, "There's no easy way to ask for a favor." He's like, "Okay, you have to be so damn charming." That smile of yours.
Yeah, that shit. That fucking humor is great.
What do you think about the deputy?
I fucking hated the deputy.
I wanted to punch him in his stupid face.
Yeah, spoiler, I'm glad he got killed, because that motherfucker deserved to die. Not only die, but that was so great because it's like pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
It's like he deserved that.
Put that
because
bitch
fuck
down.
that guy.
Yeah, no, he was an asshole. My boss doesn't take lip from you. Yeah. What the fuck are you doing? Here's I'm putting this down. Take notice, everyone. I think Cobb Vanth might have been able to draw on him if it wasn't for Humpty Dumpty over there fucking with him.
Yeah.
Like,
because he fucking distracted him the whole time.
He clearly looked over, and that's when Bane pulled it out, and that's when he responded. I feel like we set it up for him saying, "Look, this is an incredibly fast gunfighter. Who could possibly match him?" And then they bring in Cad Bane. Cad Bane? Why does I feel like I'm saying it wrong?
No, that's it.
Bring him in. Of course, he's going to draw down on him. But if it wasn't for that stupid kid, I feel like it would have been a more even match.
Yeah, I think they might have winged each other.
He's clearly alive, though, right? I mean, it's...
Yeah, well, obviously, he got popped in
shoulder.
the shoulder.
Yeah, it was a shoulder.
If he's dead, he's a bitch.
He deserves to die.
Exactly.
I love the line. Okay, well, first of all, we get that really great old school Western slow approach from a distance. And the music that's played is like Sith type music. So like it was at a very, very far distance and you couldn't really see the brim of the hat yet. And it played that music. I was like, oh, I was like, no, he's going to get fucked up by a Sith. Who are they bringing in? Like I'm like running through my head of all the possible. I was like, is it Darth Crate? Are they bringing in some like weird left field Sith or something?
That would be some interesting shit.
I know. But then, of course, you see the brim of the hat. I was just like, whoa, they did it. I can't believe they did it. And that was like the last nail in the coffin of just putting me in the ground of fan service that they could have possibly given us. It was so much at once that I was just reeling of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. He looks so good. Like the nose kind of bugged me, but he's a fucking alien, so I don't really care. Like
exactly.
What did you think about it? Like his teeth? He was just like sneering the whole time, like super sharp teeth.
I don't remember him having sharp teeth in the rest of the series.
I never thought about it until this.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I fucking loved it.
If Filoni's involved, it has to be accurate.
Yeah, of course.
Like he would have been anal about it.
I mean, I had a heart attack. Like I had it spoiled for me that he was in this.
That's dirty.
But it's still like the second you saw that silhouette, it's like, oh my fucking god!
Yeah.
Like this dude is a badass.
So there was an unfinished Clone Wars episode where Cad Bane faced off against Boba Fett, gave Boba Fett the dent in his helmet that we've always seen, and Boba Fett actually put a metal plate on Cad Bane's head because he like skulled him, and so he had to like cover it up. So if we're talking two gunslingers who matched each other so well that they like almost mortally wounded each other. It's Boba Fett and Cad Bane. Now, at the end of this next episode, are we going to get a finish to that fight? Or is it going to be Cobb Vanth come in and do it?
Oh, man, I hope so. And honestly, at this point, I don't even care who dies.
This is going to suck if they do this, but I can see them doing this. I bet it's going to be Boba Fett and Cobb Vanth on one side, Cad Bane on the other, and they're going to all draw at once, and then Boba Fett's going to look over him and he's like, is that mine or yours? I bet they're going to do that.
Oh, God.
Like, which one of us killed him, you know? Do you think they would kill Cad Bane? He's an old man at this point.
I don't know. Yeah, but we also don't know how long Duros lived for.
Right.
At least I don't off the top of my head.
I have no idea.
Because, I mean, look at Ahsoka. Ahsoka's old. She's in her 50s, 60s, easily.
Yeah.
But Togruta's also lived for a few hundred years.
Looking fine. Looking so good. Not Twi'lek good, but almost.
Pretty fucking close.
Yeah. Rosario Dawson. I mean, come on. She's gorgeous. Yeah, I don't know. And the fact that I bet they're going to do that. I just have this bad feeling. It's going to be like already did that stupid jokes every time he talks. You know, it's like, we'll keep our eye on you. Oh, sorry about that. Because the guy had like a cyber eye. Like, stupid fucking jokes, dude. You're Boba Fett. Just shoot him. Don't make a joke out of it. Fuck. Then there's like a couple other really bad ones. God damn it! I bet they're gonna do that, and it just makes me mad.
I hope not. Ugh. But yeah, I don't know.
I
like to think I have faith in them, but I kind of don't.
I mean, when it comes to dialogue, Favreau's not the best. He's not George Lucas bad, but he's let some pretty stinkers slip in this show so far. I wouldn't put it past him to do another.
As long as it's not, and somehow Palpatine returned. So it could be worse.
Just some guy in the background screams it. Palpatine's back. They're like, what? I could see it happening. It could happen. All right, God damn it. What else do we have going on with this?
Well, let's see. After that, then that's when.
The Pikes.
Yeah.
You want to take it?
I feel like we're missing. Oh yeah. So the Pikes just see two random Pikes showing up with their ice cream maker, walking into the sanctuary, sit down, order some drinks. Drinks show up, and they're like, "Fuck you guys, we're leaving." And of course, the staff's like, "That's kind of weird, isn't it?" And then it's a bomb, and they blow up the sanctuary, thus starting the gang war.
Yeah. I watched too much Scorsese to not have seen that coming a mile away.
Right, all of us knew that was happening.
As soon as the Pikes were walking, I was like, "Oh shit, oh shit!" So the next question that was running in my head was, "Is the proprietor of the place going to get out alive or not?" I don't think she got out.
I don't think anybody got out of that.
Fucking
toast. They barely got out of that fucking shit, and they're the ones that set the damn bomb.
Yeah. I mean, talk about bold moves to just like put your dick on the table. I mean, that's this is my town. I'm going to take it all down. Yeah, that was a
nice girthy thump. Like that reverberated. So, yeah.
There was no bounce back or anything. It was just like, thump.
Yeah.
Girthy goat. And then we flash back to Skywalker and Grogu completing their training with some of the most beautiful backgrounds and environments. I mean, okay, so if you're going to build a temple for the Jedi, why not choose the best possible fucking planet? So I feel like he must have scouted locations, and this is where he ended. There's probably some nice Force presence there. There might be even some like dark side presence there.
Which one would hope, because I mean, he was taught by that way, so why wouldn't he?
Oh gosh, I want to learn more about this area. I hope they do a series with just Luke and the temple and stuff.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome.
Or maybe even before that, before he shows up with the Mandalorian, to the Mandalorian, so that the sort of that 5-year gap of Return of the Jedi of him just exploring different Force cultures and stuff like that.
So goddamn good.
Yeah, and they could do it now. They've proven.
Yeah.
They've straight up shown us they can do whatever they want, and I'm okay with it. Like, I'm okay if they just want to do the Sebastian Stan approach, where it's like, it's a different actor. We're not going to deepfake his face every goddamn time because that takes a ton of money. But just suspend disbelief. This is a new character. I mean, a new actor playing the same character. I'm okay with that.
We fucking did it with Solo, and I
Yeah.
ate up every second of that.
Yeah. Now there's people clamoring for a Harrison Ford deepfake on that, by the way.
Oh, they're fucking all idiots. Fuck
I just can't
them.
believe.
Why?
Like, really?
It was
You
such
can't
a
just
good fucking performance.
I had fun with it.
Yeah.
It's a great show. Like, it led into this as far as like that dark and gritty world.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue that it's worse than this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely.
darker
Oh, I
and
mean,
grittier.
God, even just the streets of Corellia before he got off planet.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that was hardcore shit.
Yeah, this is literally a kid's sandbox compared to Solo as far as the underworld and the grit and grime.
Yeah.
So they still need to get a little dirtier. Are you getting tired of Tatooine yet?
No. No, not at all.
No.
It's every time that I think I'm going to, they do one more thing that's just like, oh, that's awesome. Like this fucking picture we got up right now.
Yeah.
Seeing them
Oh my
rolling around
God.
with the crate skull, like, why wouldn't they do that? They're not gonna sell that. They're gonna keep that shit. Like,
Just a hood ornament.
what's up, motherfuckers?
You see that? We did that.
Yeah.
That was us. Look out, all you other. Oh shit, what are they called? Sand. Oh my gosh, crate dragons.
Oh yeah.
Look out, all you other crate dragons. We got your skull right here. Yeah, I really liked seeing Luke and Grogu just spending a lot of time together, sort of meditating and just sort of connecting with each other, and seeing Luke's questioning of himself. You know, and a lot of people are saying, well, this is the beginning to him, you know, ultimately becoming that sort of second guessing version of him that we got in the sequel trilogy. But this is his first student. So
Yeah.
I don't
Of
even
course
think
he's gonna
he's
question
trained
everything.
Leia at this point, has he?
No, probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so. So this is his first foray into it. And so as a teacher, you're definitely going to have that sort of second guessing.
Well, and actually, yeah, no, it is his first student because he even says that.
Yeah, right. That's true. Yeah. So the choice. Let's talk about the choice that's given. Because this is a dirty-ass choice.
This dirty fucking choice. This is a typical fucking Jedi move.
Yep.
I always talk about, oh, only Sith still in absolutes. Well, you only get one or the other. That's a fucking Sith move, you bastard. At least in
It
your
totally is.
Like, a real Sith would have been like, fuck yeah, give me Mithril and that lightsaber. I'm gonna fuck some shit up.
Yeah, dude.
And I mean, of course, it's all symbolic and blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, if you choose this life, I'm going to teach you and make you one of the greatest Jedis that have ever existed. And then if you choose this one, you got to kick rocks, motherfucker. It's like, yeah, he's 50 plus years old, but he's a goddamn baby. Give him some credit. Just give him the fucking chainmail.
Yoda's lightsaber.
Mhm.
Yoda's lightsaber.
That was the thing I didn't see coming. Like, I figured he'd give him something, but you see the size of that box, and it's like, there's no fucking way. No, he built him one. He built him a holy shit, it's Yoda's.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I'm of two minds about this, right? It can be the obvious, or it can be what I think is actually going to happen, the not so obvious culmination. I suspect. Okay, so because we know Mandalorian Season 3 is coming, because we know the Mandalorian is Grogu and Din, like that's the Mandalorian, I feel like Grogu would go with the chainmail and then go back and be a foundling. He already has, Luke already said he already has all this talent in him that he's just unlocked a little bit. Mm-hmm. So he's been studying for 50 years already, you know, how to be a Jedi at the Jedi Temple. So he clearly has a bag of tricks that he's been drawing on, and he's just unlocked a bunch more with that sort of memory suppression being lifted. So he doesn't need to train with Luke in order to be a super badass foundling.
Yeah.
But if he does take the lightsaber, do you think Luke would be like, you made the right choice, you can have the shirt anyway?
No. I
Really?
don't know.
You think you'd still hold it away from him?
I
Luke's
do
a dick.
think just to prove a point.
But the choice is the point, right?
Yeah.
Not
I
like
guess
the
that's
clothing.
true.
I mean, what
That's
if it
true.
was just like a pair of underwear? He's like, this is a special Lando Calrissian pair of underwear. Or you could have the lightsaber. I feel like he'd
True.
give him the underwear afterward anyway.
Yeah. That's true.
Anyway, that's what I think is going to happen. I honestly do. That just seems like a Luke thing to do, because Luke, he was raised with the whole idea that the stuffiness of the Jedi led to their downfall by the people that lived it. Yoda and Obi-Wan, they're the ones saying that, we were too narrow-minded. And Luke had more attachments than anyone. I mean, he abandoned his training to go save them from Cloud City. So you can't really be that big of a hypocrite, Luke, can you?
That's true.
Make Grogu suffer because when you didn't?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you like? Because I could go either way.
I would like to see it be that way.
Yeah.
Because really, like, he should have that. Because, I mean, yeah, he's got the attachment and shit, but that's always going to be there. Like, whether he goes with Din or he doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, hundreds and hundreds of years from now, he's probably still going to be thinking about Din. Like, why not just give him the fucking mithril?
So, do you think the only reason why Ahsoka was in this episode was just to keep Din away from Grogu?
I think she was his Jiminy Cricket.
Okay.
Well, okay, so 2 reasons she was in it. 1, it was a Filoni episode, so obviously why wouldn't she be in it? And then, she was his conscience.
Okay. That's interesting. Because I do like their first meeting in that really great Filoni Mandalorian Season 2 episode, where they first meet each other, they go blows a little bit, and then she sort of unlocks communication with Grogu and talks about the connection between them. So it would make sense that she would be there to reinforce that idea to the audience, saying, remember, I told them, and that's why I didn't want to train them. They're super connected to each other. Luke doesn't give a F, so he's going to do what he's going to do. Luke is a little dangerous. He goes to the dark side. He comes back. This is just what he does. So, maybe he can do something that I couldn't do. But I watched Anakin fall and rise as Vader. I'm not playing that game again.
Yeah.
Like, that was a little too much for me to handle. So I did like that aspect of it. I felt like it was kind of, outside of that connective tissue, I do feel like there's no reason why she was there. Like, they could have easily had him run into Luke if Grogu's like out meditating or something, or, maybe R2 is the one that does like the sort of in between, and there's like a hollow message or something. Like, I just felt like there's other ways that they could have resolved that without having her there, though I am glad that she was there.
No, they needed her there. Just period.
Okay. I mean, we got to talk.
If for nothing else, just because I love that fucking character.
Yeah. I almost like her more in live action. Yeah.
Well, 100%. Like, we started not hating her towards the end of Clone Wars, and then of course with the final season of Clone Wars, and with Rebels and blah blah blah. But like live action, fuck, give me this. I mean, they are going to give us this because she's going to get her own show. But fucking love it.
Yeah, she's doing great. I can't wait to see her fight more. Like, now, one of the things that we were talking about last week was that we wanted to see Luke possibly show him a couple moves with the Darksaber.
Yeah, that would have been so awesome.
I forgot all about it.
That was honestly the first thing I thought about afterwards. Like, once this was over, I was like, man, I'm okay without that. Like, this episode, they did it right. They didn't need to do that.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite moment of this episode?
That one's a tough one. Like, shit, I don't know. Probably the moment where you see Din's heart break. It's like that Simpsons episode where Bart's hitting the next key on the controller, and you just watch Ralphie's heart explode, and he falls in. I saw that in this, and you don't even see his face. Like, that was just so, like, that's why we watch this shit. It's not just cool fucking lasers and pew pew pew. It's story, it's character, it's connections. Yeah. Like, it was fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
No, I guess it's toss up between that and Cad Bane showing up.
God, right. Damn, yeah. So cool. That scene was so good. Oh man, and their banter back and forth. And I love how he's like, Boba Fett worked for the Empire. Yeah. All the while ignoring, well, so did you. And you actually worked for the Sith, which is a little bit worse, even though it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And you know, like he does so much, but you know, it doesn't matter. He doesn't think this guy knows who he is anyway. He's just, you know, playing any card he can to get him to turn to the pikes. So I loved that. I thought it was so great. And then when he realized, all right, fucking hoppity fucking douchebag isn't going to let me talk anymore. I'm just going to have to kill them both. So that was great. Oh, God damn it. I got to watch that again.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Good. Yeah, that first time I watched it, I was a little bit like off my heels. I didn't know what the hell was going on. The second time I watched it with my wife, I was like, if I start crying again, just don't look at me.
Right.
Avert your eyes. I'm going to do my best.
When I was watching it with my coworker, we were like, okay, now like we're in agreement, right? That if we start to get awkward boners, we don't talk about it, right? It's cool, right? It's like, well, yeah, obviously, of course.
Because I was saying. Yeah, I think my favorite part is the training montage with Luke. Just getting a little taste of that Dagobah training sequence with Yoda again. I thought it was so much fun. Oh, yeah. You know, it was just like this big. It was like, do you remember Nickelodeon back in the day? They like slime people.
Oh yeah.
It was like I was getting like just slimed with Feel Goods. You know, it was just like this big old money shot right in my face, and I didn't mind it. I actually really loved it. I was like, I need to do this more often. If I knew if it was like this all the time, I'd have done this yet. Least favorite? Do you have one?
Just that deputy. I mean, of course, I understand like he was an important part of that, because ultimately, the ending of that was, you know, Cad Bane putting the fucking exclamation point on everything, like, "Don't fuck with us, we won't fuck with you."
Yeah. So
it made sense that he was there, but man, that guy bugged the fuck out of me, and I was so happy when he died.
Yeah, for sure. I hate that guy. It's a toss-up for me between him and that Boba Fett sequence where they're all just standing around that map. It felt so awkward and out of place and stiff, and it was just so weird that no one says anything except Fennec Shand. Like, not one goddamn word. And then Din walks in and she's like, and here we have the Mandalorian. He's going to save us all. And he's like, we just need a couple foot soldiers. Like, it just felt so strange, especially when we've had, like, yakety-yak Boba Fett the whole damn series so far.
Right.
To just have him standing there, like, quiet is like, who are you again? Like, do you need to go back in the back to tank? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Who is this strange person? I don't know. I didn't like it very much. Clearly. Hopes for the future episode. This is the last episode on Wednesday.
I just really hope that we get that fucking Rancor scene. Like, at this point, that's the only thing I need to check off the list. Next episode doesn't even have to be good. As long as we have that, I'm happy.
It's tough because they built up the gravity of the Pikes coming in to take over Tatooine, and starting with Mos Espa, and they're already here. So it's, you know, if this is like a 25, 35 minute episode, I'm gonna be pissed.
Right.
You know, this has got to be like a war. You know, like a gang war. It's got to be. It's got to be big, and especially if we do get that scene. I want to see like Pikes running around, and then all of a sudden he comes down the street, and they're just like, "Oh shit!" I just got to see this like crazy reaction to people just losing, like literally shitting themselves at the sight of Boba Fett riding a Rancor. Oh,
yeah, we definitely need that Godzilla scene.
Yeah, just picking him up and eating him and shit. Oh god, we got to get an eating scene too.
Yeah,
fuck, that'd be awesome. Just ripping his head off, little pike head. And they taste like fish because they're like fishmen. So I'm okay with a little sushi. Like, what? It'd be pretty awesome. So my hopes for the future episodes is that we get to see an actual full out battle. It doesn't have to be like old colonial style of two armies lined up next to each other, you know, and then they just shoot back and forth. But I want to see a whole lot of body counts, you know. Like, we got to see some serious fucking losses, because otherwise, what's the real point? Like, what if no one dies? Then there's no real anything to fight over, you know? I don't know. I don't feel like they built up stakes yet enough. they bombed one casino, which is devastating because I really liked Jennifer Beals. But other than that casino, I don't give a fuck about Mos Espa. I don't really give
I
a
don't
fuck
even think
about
they
Boba
do.
Fett anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like I need some stakes here, you know?
Hmm.
Do you think Luke Skywalker will be in the last episode?
That's a tough one.
In any way. I mean, whether it's him picking his nose or whether he's actually going to Tatooine.
Oh, then yeah, probably.
You think so?
Like, I don't necessarily think he's going to show up for the fight. I mean, that'd be sweet if he did, but yeah, I think if anything, it's just going to be a quick flash of like Grogu making the decision and then him handing out the consequences of said decision.
I almost like I wanted to see that until you said they probably won't resolve it until Mandalorian season 3. And now
That's what I want to see.
I kind of want them to do it. Just wait, like ignore it. Don't even address it at all.
Yeah, that's how I want season 3 to start.
That would be awesome.
Because that would just make sense. Like, especially if he's going to go back, which they're already setting it up that he's going to go back to Din.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So what do you think the big sort of cliffhanger, big event is going to be at the end of this? Because, the end of Mandalorian season 2, it was Luke Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're going to try to follow that pattern, right? Because Mandalorian season 1 was the Darksaber, then it was Luke Skywalker. What is the ending to this going to bring as far as fan service or just a huge event, do you think?
I don't know. I almost wonder if it's going to be like the old Bounty Hunters League. Like, we're going to get Bosk, we're going to get Forlome, just anything like that. Like, I almost think that might be what happens. I like to think that's what's going to happen, at least I should say.
Yeah, there's rumors of Kira. There's rumors of Han Solo.
Man,
there's rumors of
great.
Thrawn. Like,
Thrawn's too early.
You think?
Yeah, I don't think they'll do Thrawn.
Okay.
Because, I mean, this is ultimately they're trying to do the
That's
whole
what Ahsoka's doing. So
Avengers thing, exactly. So it's all going to tie into the Chiss coming back and being a thing. So I don't think. Plus, it wouldn't make sense. Why the fuck would Thrawn be a part of this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just heard rumors. So, but that was like way early rumors. I heard that the most recent rumor that I heard was Han Solo. Like, we're gonna get a moment.
See, I could believe Kira more than Han Solo.
I'd love to see Kira.
And that'd be great.
I'd love to see Kira.
Yeah.
She's in control of the Crimson Dawn right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think in the comics, she even built up like a bigger criminal empire than they had before. So, and she stole Han Solo and Carbonite from Boba Fett and like held this big auction over his body and stuff. Like, she was a big part of that whole post Return of the Jedi, pre and post Return of the Jedi thing. So she's out there, and the actress is still beautiful and talented and available. So, oh god damn it! Now I really want it to be Kira now. I don't need a deep fake Han Solo. I don't think they're going to bring up the last guy that played him because so many douchebags complained about it. So I don't think we're going to get Han Solo.
Yeah, I just don't see the point, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't see the point.
Like, he should be with Leia right now, right?
Yeah.
They should be having their fights.
Yeah, because this is before Ben.
Yeah.
So it's like, why wouldn't they still?
They're still in the courting phase. They're still in the fucking in bed phase of the relationship. Oh man, after so much fan service in this past episode, I don't know how they can land this finale at all. Like, I don't know, like, what could you possibly do? But then, 2 weeks ago, I was like, how could they, top what they just did?
Yeah. Well, and it's disheartening too, because it's like, how are they going to, one, outdo themselves with this? Because they're going to have to.
Yeah.
But more importantly, how are they going to outdo themselves with it being a Boba Fett story? Because it's like the Boba Fett shit has been what's been so, like, other than his flashback stuff. Like, the flashback stuff, fantastic, great,
100%.
love it. Could go with more of it. I understand why they didn't do more, but still. But it's like, man, I don't know.
It's so weird to reflect back on those early episodes with what we just got.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so strange because they do feel so disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's almost like they should have peppered in a little bit back then, or, you know, carried him forward to some of these, or just done something to connect him a little bit better, because it feels like two different halves of a series, you know, like a book
straight
or
up.
something.
It's like season 1 Clone Wars versus season 5 Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Like, it's completely different show.
Strange. All right, well, I cannot wait to see what they do, and I'm going to be texting you furiously. Have you seen it yet? Have you seen it yet?
Yeah,
Or
no,
vice versa.
I'm not going to fucking bed Tuesday. I'm not. I don't care if I have to fucking like shoot some meth or something. I'm staying up for that stuff.
Jeez. Well, maybe a cup of coffee. Let's start with coffee.
Maybe coffee. I guess I'll start with
We might
coffee.
end with meth, but you never. Jeez. Is there anything else you wanted to cover with this?
We got it.
We should after an hour.
I would hope so. I mean, we could probably very easily get another hour or so out of this, but
we haven't even talked about him playing with his lightsaber yet in front of Grogu, which was awesome.
It was so pointless. So fucking pointless, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. All right. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in live with us. We really do appreciate you. And for those of you checking this after the fact, we'd love to hear what you have to say in the chat if you want to jump in with us and, you know, talk with everyone else. We hope you'll give it a shot. That's all for this episode. Until next week, until the finale, until my, I don't know, I was going to do something about a cleaning bill because I shit my pants, but I couldn't get it out in time. May the force be with you.
Think it through.
Think it through, that's it.
I had to look it up.
Think it through. Think it through. So good.